For years, the governors have maintained that they are exempt from the state's public records law, and that lets them keep many of their activities a secret. Governor Healey has pledged to be more transparent, but has refused to release her public schedule. She considers public records requests on a case-by-case basis. Do you think the governor's office should be subject to the state's Freedom of Information laws?
Absolutely, 1,000%. As a legislator, I had co-sponsored legislation to expand the public records law, supported that for my entire time in the legislature, and I still support that as state auditor. Our office is subject to the public records law. We follow the public records law. Folks need information. They need access to that. They may contact my office and get that information. I believe that increased transparency is something that benefits everybody, including the administration, including the legislature.
So I just want to touch on a couple of things quickly before we let you go. So you're from Methuen. You represent the Merrimack Valley. When you were in the legislature, the financial crisis surrounding the Stewart Hospital chain hits close to home there. Holy Family Hospital is part of Stewart. The governor is demanding answers. Does the state auditor have any role, have any play here? And what is your take on the situation?
Yeah, right now, what we are doing is we're working alongside of everyone, all the stakeholders. Our congressional delegation has been really loud on this issue. We're very grateful to our congressional delegation for fighting hard to make sure that we are keeping these hospitals open. We want to make sure that people have access to care, that they have access to, what they need and the services that they need. So that is the number one priority. Are we on standby in case we can be helpful in other ways with a potential review further down the line? Of course. But audits are often post-mortem, looking at what happened to learn from some of those challenges. Right now, it's time to make sure that we're fighting hard to keep those.
It seems like this didn't just happen overnight. So do you expect it's possible that your office could go back and look at the past couple of years, for instance?
It is certainly possible. It absolutely is. And like I said, we're in conversations with folks. So if folks want to contact us and, let us know about some different things that you think might be helpful in analyzing, we are happy to do that. Right now, we're working hard, like I said, alongside of everyone to make sure that folks continue to have access to that health care. That's the first and top priority.
All right. Republican State Senator Peter Durant, he was with us last week, and he cheered on your effort to audit the legislature. You did reach out to the Mass GOP for your signature drive, and you got support from them. Do you think that was risky politics?
It depends on who you talk to. I think that, you have some consultants that come on afterwards and they talk about risky and not risky political behavior. I think that I have a job to do on behalf of the taxpayers, and I made a commitment that I was going to audit the legislature and fight like hell to increase transparency, accountability, and equity, and that's what we're doing in the Office of State Auditor. So, whether it's politically acceptable or not acceptable in the eyes of some, you'll find different opinions about that. But for us, we want to really work together with everybody, whether you're Democrat, whether you're Republican, whether you're Green Rainbow Party, Workers' Party, unenrolled. We want to make sure that you have a seat at the table and that you're getting answers to your questions, that you have access to what's happening in state government. Access to state government, access to what's happening with your tax dollars is not a partisan issue. So, good government is not a partisan issue. So I was proud to reach across the aisle. I will do it again, as need be. As a proud Democrat, I'm proud to work alongside of anyone who would like to join our efforts.
You were elected state representative. You were elected. You became a senator. You were elected state auditor. Now, let me ask you this question. When you are governor, are you going to allow the governor's office to be audited transparently?
So this is something you say to everyone that comes on the show, huh? Because I saw the show with Senator Durant, and Charmin was the one asking about that with Senator Durant. Like I've said time and time again, I am incredibly grateful to be in the position that I am in, and looking forward to continuing the work to increase accountability and equity. And right now we're focused on doing the things that we said we were going to do, delivering for the taxpayers, providing cost savings, increasing access to what's happening on Beacon Hill. And that takes working together with everybody, putting your political differences aside. Look, right now I'm working alongside of people who literally sent out attack ads on me previously, did not say very nice things about me previously, do not agree with me on a host of other issues. There is the time for, that sort of politics in some people's opinion. But right now, it's time to do the work. Once the elections are over, you need to come together. You need to get the work done, right? And that's exactly what we're doing.
Great to see you. Thanks for coming.
Hey, it's always great to be on.